Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another week of Children's Story Corner. I hope that you've had a pleasant Sabbath thus far, learning all about what Jesus has done for us. I ask that before our story begins, you kneel with me or bow your heads wherever you are so we can have a word of prayer. So let's kneel and invite God's presence into our session today. Dear Jesus, thank you for all you have done. Thank you for looking after us and for providing for us. Thank you especially for sending your only Son to die for us and to rise again, that we are saved by his love and his mercies. I ask that as we have our story today, may the knowledge of your stories come to us. May we have your character in all that we do. May we be helpful and kind, encouraging and loving to all those around us. We ask that you continue to bless us and guide us. In all these things we ask in your precious name. Amen. Now, boys and girls, this lesson this week is lesson 11. And it's entitled, Oh, What a Glory. And this lesson is taken from Isaiah chapter 6. If you're big enough, you can read it, or you can ask mommy or daddy to read Isaiah chapter 6 for you. You can also find the story in Prophets and Kings, pages 303 to 310. Let's see what this story is all about. But first, let's repeat our memory verse, and this is taken from Isaiah chapter 6 verse 8. Isaiah chapter 6 verse 8. And it says, Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. Let's try to remember that memory verse. Now, let's see what our story is all about. Prophet Isaiah lived in the country of Judah. So here's Prophet Isaiah. And this is his country, Judah, where he lives. Prophet Isaiah lived a long and faithful life in the days when Kings Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah were kings in Judah. I'm sure you remember those stories from our earlier lessons. I hope you do. When he was young, the Lord called the prophet Isaiah to be a prophet to the people of Judah. So here is a picture of Prophet Isaiah, young Prophet Isaiah. And Jesus is calling him to be a prophet for the country of Judah. Now, God loved his people very much and longed for them to turn from their evil ways. He knew that it was their disobedience that was hurting them and bringing all the trouble upon them. They were worshiping false idols and doing very evil things. So, God told Prophet Isaiah to go to the people and say to them, Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean, remove your evil ways from before my eyes. Stop doing evil, learn to do good. Be fair and help the poor, the fatherless, and the widows. Come and let us talk it over. No matter how bad you have been, I will forgive you. Even if you think yourselves the worst people out, I will make you clean. So all of this, God is telling Prophet Isaiah to say. And here is Prophet Isaiah telling the people, if you will only let me help you, if you will only obey, I will make you rich. But if you keep on turning your backs on me and keep refusing to listen to me, you will be killed by all your enemies. For I, the Lord, say so. I wonder if the people are listening. I really hope that they are. And Prophet Isaiah, because he loved his people just as much as the Lord loves them, he went to them and he wanted them to serve the Lord. But the people were not listening, nor did they obey. They kept on worshiping false gods and doing evil things. And as a result of their disobedience, their enemies burnt down their cities. So here it is, some enemies came, and here are them, cities being burnt down, and the people and the animals were carried off as slaves. So here are the people, they're being carried off. And here's another picture as well. Here they are being carried off as slaves. See, the two soldiers are watching them carefully as they are going with them. Prophet Isaiah wondered at the love and mercy of God for his wayward and disobedient people. So Prophet Isaiah is probably asking himself, why does God love them so much? And he marveled at the people and how stubborn they continued to be. They refused to listen and obey. Prophet Isaiah could not understand why they would not turn to the Lord and be saved from their enemies. He was very, very troubled about his people and their foolish ways. But one day, as Prophet Isaiah went into the temple to pray, he stood in the porch of the temple when suddenly the dazzling bright glory of the Lord from the heavenly temple shone around him. So here is Prophet Isaiah, and the glory of the Lord is shining all around him. Wow, what a magnificent sight that must have been. Looking upon the scene in reverence, Prophet Isaiah saw Jehovah sitting on a high throne, while his dazzling glory filled the heavenly temple. So here we have a picture, hopefully it's clear. He is seeing Jehovah sitting on his throne, and the dazzling glory, all that light shining, is filling the temple. And above the throne was a rainbow of terrible glory and splendor. You can see it here, but I'll show you another picture. Hopefully you can see it. Wow, look at that bright rainbow coming around. On either side of the throne stood seraphim. I'll show you the other picture. It shows a better picture of the seraphim. And they cried out, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is filled with his glory." And they did this until the pillars, the posts, and the gate of the temple were all shaking with the sound of their voices. How terrified Prophet Isaiah was as he gazed upon the loveliness and glory of God. Prophet Isaiah was overcome with the purity and holiness of God. Nothing in the entire universe could compare to it. No sun, no star, nor all the trillions of suns and stars put together could ever compare to the glory of the Lord. Wow, what beauty! Prophet Isaiah looked at the beauty and glory of God, and he cried out, "Alas, alas, have mercy on me. I am nothing at all. I am no good, and I dwell among people who are no good." So here's Prophet Isaiah, and he's saying all of these things to God. He's becoming very humble. "For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts." Standing in God's presence, Prophet Isaiah saw all of his goodness was worth nothing. So even although Prophet Isaiah was a good man, he still did not feel worthy in the presence of God. He still cried out for mercy. And because of Prophet Isaiah's humility, do you know what happened? One of the seraphims came and went to the altar. And when they went to the altar, he took the hot coal from the altar and came and placed it upon Isaiah's lips. Then the seraphim said, "Behold, this coal has touched your lips. You are now clean, for your sin has been taken away." Oh, what mercies! Again, Prophet Isaiah heard the voice of the Lord coming from the midst of the dazzling brightness. And the voice said, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" Remember our memory verse? Yes, verse 8. "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And Prophet Isaiah, in childlike obedience, he answered and he said to the Lord, "Here am I, send me." Now, boys and girls, that's the end of our story. But it's time for our questions. Let's see how much you remember from our story. And I hope that you've remembered all of the story and you have noted your important points. So number 1, what was the name of the prophet in our story? What was the name of the prophet in our story? Do you know the answer, little Ari or Joshua? Let's see if you have the same answer that I do. That's correct. His name was Prophet Isaiah. So if you said Prophet Isaiah, you are correct. Now for question number 2. Where did Prophet Isaiah live? Where did he live? Do you know the answer, Jadal? Let's think about it. Where did he live? Give you a few minutes to think about it. Let's see if you have the answer. I have. Yes, Prophet Isaiah lived in Judah. He lived in Judah. Good. Now we're on to question number 3. I hope you're getting these answers correct. What were the people of God doing? What were the people of God doing? Let's think about it. I hope you have your answers. Yes, they were worshiping false gods and doing evil things. They were worshiping false gods and doing evil things. They would not listen nor obey God. I hope you're not like that. You must always listen and obey God. Question number 4. Let's see what this question is now. Where was Prophet Isaiah going? Where was Prophet Isaiah going? Let's think about it. I'll give you a few seconds to think, and then we can see if you have the same answer as me. If you said this, you are correct. He was going to the temple to pray. He was going to the temple to pray. If you had that, good job. Number 5. Let's see what we have for question number 5. What happened when he got to the temple? What happened when he got to the temple? Do you know? Give you a few seconds. You're right. The bright glory of the Lord shone around him. The bright glory of the Lord shone around him. You're very good at this. Very good. Question number 6. What are the 2 angels that stand on either side of God's throne called? What are the 2 angels that stand on either side of God's throne called? Remember, it's in your story. Let's see who remembers. They are called, let's see if you have the correct answer, seraphims. So if you have that, you're correct. They are called seraphims. Question number 7. What did the seraphim do to Isaiah? What did the seraphim do to Isaiah? Did he beat him? Did he give him a hug? Let's find out what he did to Isaiah. You guessed it. The seraphim took a hot coal from the altar and placed it on Isaiah's lips. He placed the hot coal on Isaiah's lips. And do you remember what he said? Yes, he said to Isaiah, "You are now clean, for your sin has been taken away." What joy that must have been for prophet Isaiah. And the last question, question number 8. Isaiah replied to God and said, "Here am I, send me." Can you tell me where this Bible verse is taken from? I'll give you a hint. It's our memory verse. Can you tell me where this Bible verse is taken from? Here am I, send me. If you think you know the answer, you can shout it out as loud as you can. Yes, it is taken from Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Boys and girls, that's the end of our question time and the end of our story time. But one last thing before we go. Remember Prophet Isaiah said that it looked like a rainbow around God's throne? Well, my next question, can you draw a rainbow for me? One that looks just like the one above God's throne that Prophet Isaiah saw? Can you do that? Do you know the colors of your rainbow? Well, I sure would love to see those rainbows. I would like you to have fun drawing those rainbows for me. Until next time, boys and girls, for our next story, have a pleasant Sabbath and let us now kneel to close off our children's story corner. Remember, bow or kneel with me so that we can pray to end our story. Dear Jesus, thank you for the story of Isaiah. May we be like Isaiah and say, "Here am I, Lord, send me." May we be able to stand up and be obedient and listen to you like the prophet Isaiah. May we be able to say what you have in our minds for us. May we tell others of your goodness and of your love and of your glory. And may we encourage others to serve you and to experience that love. Help us to be good and to have a good week. Bless us and watch over us. In all these things we ask in your name. Amen. Boys and girls, that's the end of our session. I hope you've had an enjoyable story time. Until next time, bye-bye.